Would doing the unthinkable save Ukraine, Taiwan, world peace, and Putin's face? Hello, I'm Steve Forbes, and this is What's Ahead, where you get the insights you need to better navigate these turbulent times. President Biden said it at his disastrous press conference. Putin is going to strike Ukraine. The only question is the scale of his operations. Will Putin hive off another chunk of eastern Ukraine and create a so-called land bridge to Crimea? Or will he attempt to establish control of the country by destroying the current government and much of Ukraine's military, combining cyber warfare to shut down Ukraine's electricity grid and unleashing massive air and land attacks? One Russian aim would be to smash Ukraine's armament facilities. In that scenario, Putin wouldn't try to occupy all of the country. Rather, he would make Ukraine unable to function without his acquiescence. Sanctions? Despite Biden's bluster, Europe, especially the Germans, are expressing hesitancy, exemplified by this headline: Germany urges prudence in potential sanctions against Russia over Ukraine. Europe faces a war on a scale not seen since World War II. The confused and hesitant responses by Biden and his team will embolden Beijing and dishearten our Asian allies. The world is becoming a more dangerous place, and Washington seems at a loss. Belatedly, the White House is sending some U.S. forces to Eastern Europe and talking up more specific sanctions. But this is likely too little too late. That's why Washington should give serious consideration, but won't, to sending U.S. forces to Ukraine right away. A brigade engaging in maneuvers would act as a tripwire. We wouldn't fight the Russians, but Putin knows he can't win a war with the U.S., and so do his generals. The purpose would be deterrence. Britain and France will howl, but Central and Eastern European countries would be immeasurably relieved, as would our Asian allies. Beijing's assumptions about the U.S. would have to be drastically reappraised. What then? The U.S. would make clear the brigade would be there temporarily. Meanwhile, meaningful amounts of armaments would be sent to Kiev, such as anti-tank and anti-missile systems. At the same time, we'd pursue a diplomatic settlement and Putin's face-saver. The goal would be to have Ukraine become a totally neutral nation. It would never be a member of NATO, although it would have its own military which could obtain arms from other nations. Nor would it ever seek membership in the European Union, the EU. The model would be Austria in the 1950s. After World War II, like Germany, Austria was divided into 4 zones of occupation: Russian, American, British, and French. In 1955, Washington and Moscow reached a deal. The occupation would be ended, and Austria would be neutral in the Cold War between the U.S. and the then Soviet Union. It would be a buffer state between East and West. Ukraine would be a latter-day Austria. It wouldn't formally be part of the West. Its foreign policy would be neutral, but it would be democratic and independent. I'm Steve Forbes. Thanks for listening. Do send in your comments and suggestions. I look forward to being with you soon again.